Hello everybody, this is Fronto Bob here and welcome to race number 19 of the 2018 NASCAR Siemens National Series season. This is the Eldora Dirt Derby here at Eldora, of course. And that is right, we are racing on the dirt today for the inaugural NASCAR Siemens National Series right here at Eldora because, well, some say the Truck Series race was a bit earlier this year, but now the NASCAR Siemens Nationals race is coming here because, well, there was a very interesting track. And, of course, you may remember how, way back earlier on the season in the NASCAR Skills Cup Series race, how, back at Seekonk Speedway, how that race was broken up into multiple races. This race is going to be the same, or very similar format. How this race is going to work is that there's going to be 3 heat races, a B main and an A main. So for the heat races are going to be 10 laps each, the B main is going to be 20 laps, and the A main, the main event, is going to be 60 laps. And now these races are going to work is that the 3 heat races will determine the first 15 drivers to get in, as in the drivers who finish in the top 5 in all 3 heat races will automatically advance into all the way up to the A main. However, everyone that doesn't finish in the top 5 in the heat races will go to the B main, and the B main will determine the last 5 drivers to make it in, whereas the top 5 drivers in the B main will make it into will be able to advance into the A main, and those who don't finish top 5 in the B main will go home. And also, just as a bonus, I forgot what I was gonna say. Let's just say that that 4 bonus points will go to each winner of the heat races, as long as they compete for points. Although if it is a part-time driver that wins any of the heat races, then they will not score any points. But if it is a regular season driver that does win the races, they will score 4 bonus points. Of course, there are no bonus points for the B main race. Yeah, let's say that because the B main race is a bit of a minor race this time. But yeah, points are going to be added all around though after reach the B main and the A main. So, despite the fact that we're going to be having 2 big-ish races, then, well, the points adding up stuff will be the same, and I hope I made that clear. If not, then, well, if I sounded kind of confusing, then just say so in the comments. With that being said, let's now bring on the first heat race number 1. And here we are for the first heat race, and we're obviously going to give you the starting grid. Starting on the pole for this race starting on first for this race, Christopher Bell. Second is Edward. Third is Russell David. Fourth is Ace, who is making his debut here in NASCAR. Fifth is Austin Cindric. Sixth is Michael Annett. Seventh is Justin Allgaier. Eighth is Ty Dillon. Ninth is Jimmy Clements. 10th is Anna Mondi, and 11th is Winston Rimmer. So, Ace. Ace, of course, made his first appearance in the Tim Tom and Friends show in the movie Big World, Big Adventures. And Ace, he heard about this NASCAR thing, and he said, hey, you know what, I want to give this NASCAR stuff a try. And Ace, originally was going to run the NASCAR Siemens National Series that would have been in Britain. However, that race was eventually canceled. So, but Ace then decided he wanted to run the race here at Eldora, since there's a dirt race, and Ace has a lot of experience in dirt. So here is Ace making his first and only NASCAR Siemens National start of the year, and we are underway for the first heat race here at Eldora. Christopher Bell getting up to an early lead, but he's got Russell David behind him. However, as Russell David might try to come in here and try to pull off some kind of move, he pushes Edward to the outside, though. All these guys pretty new to dirt. Christopher Bell, though, going to go high, as Russell David now going to try to go to Christopher Bell's inside. This is going to be very dicey here. Look at that. Russell David trying everything in his power to try to get underneath Christopher Bell fully, and there he goes. Oh man, look at how tight that is. Christopher Bell running high as Russell David slowly but surely getting underneath him for the lead. Look at that. Russell David trying to win something in NASCAR. This might be his only shot, but he's up against the points of Christopher Bell. But Russell David takes the lead in the heat race number 1 here at Eldora. And he leads Christopher Bell. He runs high though, almost smacks the outside wall, but Russell David now leading here at Eldora. trying to do a NIA and win something here in NASCAR for the season, even though, I mean, Russell will get a few extra points from this race if he wins it, but of course he's going to have to stay out in front as Christopher Bell now currently lurking behind him. Look at that as they're running high. Christopher Bell also with Austin Cindric behind him as well. Look at those two. Those two might get into a bit of a tizzy with each other. Christopher Bell, though, currently winning a second, but he might get shoved to the racetrack again by Austin Cindric. But Russell David gonna go slow. Russell David getting high. That is not good for Russell David. That's gonna allow Christopher Bell to get underneath him for the position for first. Look at that. This is somewhat of a battle, but Russell David, however, now losing out. He did lead for a few laps, but sadly, it looks like he's now off the second. He might lose another spot to Austin Cindric if he's not careful. Look at that. Russell David's race now. He's going from bad to worse as he's now stuck on the outside lane. Oh dear. I mean, Russell David, he is in the top 5, so as long as he stays up here, he will make the race. But Christopher Bell, he's trying everything in his power to win this heat race, even though it's only the heat race, of course. So Christopher Bell's running high up here. Oh, Austin Cindric, though, gonna run high as well. That's gonna allow Russell David to take back second away from him. 2 laps to go in this heat race, as Russell David doing everything in his power to try to stay up here. Look at that. And there is Russell David in second. You got Edward behind him, though. 1 lap to go in this heat race as Russell David trying to now keep him second on Edward, even though it only matters, of course, as long as he finishes top 5, you will automatically make the race. The aim-in anyway. Ace currently in the final transfer spot, which is not necessarily a bad thing for him. But coming off of turn number 4, Christopher Bell will win heat race number 1, with Edward coming second, Russell David third, Austin Cindric fourth, and Ace going to round the top 5. And so Ace will finish in the following transfer spot, so everybody that finishes in the top 5 will now be in the A main. Although, and of course those who finished outside top 5 will now go to the B main. So there we go. Alrighty, so to give you your race finishings, so Christopher Bell going to win heat race number 1 with Edward coming up second, Russell David third, Austin Cindric fourth, Ace fifth, Michael Annett sixth, Justin Allgaier seventh, Ty Dillon 8th, Mr. Rimmer 9th, Xander Mai 10th, and Jeremy Clements 11th. So those who finished 6 to 11, those drivers are now gonna have to race in the B main, and will have to try to finish the top 5 in that race if they're gonna make it into the A main. As for the top 5, though, they are now all set for the A main. So that's it for heat race number 1. Bring on heat race number 2. And here we are now in for heat race number 2. So let's give you the starting grid. Starting on the front for this race, starting in first place for this race is Ryan Preece, and second is Dom Trzaskowski, third is John Hunter Nemechek, fourth is Henne, fifth is Brandon Jones, sixth is Elliott Sadler, seventh is Cole Custer, eighth is Garrett Smithley, ninth is Vinnie Miller, 10th is Ernie Irvin, and 11th around the field is Bob Hunter. So this is going to be, well, of course, the heat race number 2. So the field now just here on track, getting ready to race. Yes. So this race we got Ryan Preece and John Hunter Nemechek, 2 part-timers, so they might steal this race from the full-timers. But we are underway once again. Ryan Preece already out to an early lead with John Hunter Nemechek diving down second as well, with Dom Trzaskowski trying to battle back on the outside lane. Side by side for second there for second place between Dom Trzaskowski and John Hunter Nemechek. And here is Hendon now running up there in 4th as well, trying to catch up to these guys. And here's Brandon Jones miraculously running up here in 5th. Brandon Jones currently running in the final transfer spot. Ooh, John Nemechek, though, going to shove, or try to shove Ryan Preece to the outside lane, and John Hunter Nemechek takes the lead in heat race number 2. Look at that, Nemechek now making gains in this race. Quite impressive stuff from Nemechek we're seeing right now. And Ryan Preece still stuck in the outside lane. That's going to allow Hendon to get underneath him. Hendon going to go try to win this race to score some bonus points. Or, I say bonus points. They're championship points, of course. But, you know, everything's a bonus, I suppose. So Hendon now trying to chase down John Nemechek for the lead. And, oh, Brandon Jones going to fall out. Cole Custer going to push him all the way. And Cole Custer now the final transfer spot. As Hendon now running high in second place behind John Hunter Nemechek. Nemechek only a part-time driver though, so even if he wins the heat race, he will not score any championship points. But this will give him the opportunity to steal some points from the regulars, the full-timers. 5 laps to go as John Nemechek now pulling out to quite a bit of a lead. And here is now Dom Wazowski now battling for the for third place with Ryan Priest. Look at that, Dom Wazowski now beginning to secure himself into the A-main like his teammate did in the previous here is number 1. Oh, now the ultimate battle here is now up here. So Cole Custer now in the final transfer spot to make it into the A-main. Oh, Hende makes his way around John Nemechek for the lead. We do apologize for missing that, but look at that. John Nemechek gonna be shoved all the way to the outside lane. Here comes Dom Wazowski now up to second place. He might try to get around Hende for the lead to win this heat race. Look at that. Dom Wazowski, look at that, doing everything in his power to try to pass Hende. 2 laps to go. Hende gonna try to score some extra championship points, but he's got Dom Wazowski right behind him. These two are now gonna battle for the win this heat race for some extra points. Look at that, Dom Wazowski. There he goes, Randy Hende for the spot there. 1 lap to go in this heat race. Dom Wazowski now in the lead and has the opportunity to score some extra championship points, which he's gonna have to do if he wants to keep up with Christopher Bell in the championship points themselves. So Dom Wazowski though now to quit the lead. And Dom Wazowski will win heat race number 2. And Cole Custer will make the final transfer spot into the A-main. As for the rest of these guys, it looks like that Brandon Jones... No, Elliott Sadler, though, going to be the first one out. So Elliott Sadler now going to have to go into the B-main along with the rest of the guys. But Dom Wazowski, now that he's won this race, he will now be able to get some extra points. So to give you the finishing, so Dom Wazowski going to win that heat race with Ryan Priest coming home second, Hende at third, Johnny Nemechek and Cole Custer fifth. So those will make the A-main automatically as they advance. But as for Elliott Sadler coming home sixth, Bob Porter seventh, Brandon Jones eighth, Vinny Miller ninth, Ernie Irvin 10th, and Garrett Smith the 11th. Those will now go to the B-main to try to make it into the A-main. So that's heat race number 2. Now to bring on heat race number 3. And we're now in for heat race number 3. So to give you a starting grid, Kyle Reddick starting in first, with Texas starting in second, Chase Briscoe third, Tommy Jiski fourth, Ryan Reed fifth, Matt Sepp sixth, Ryan Sieg seventh, Mitch Bronson eighth, Shane Lamb ninth, and Ross Chastain in 10th to round out the field. So heat race number 3. As we determine the third group of 5 drivers to make it into the main event, the A-main, the race of all the races. Here's Sextus though. Of course, Sextus, a part-timer, he might try to steal some points from the regulars, but only time will tell. So, despite the fact that the part-timers have been pretty powerful this race, the full-timers have so far won both heat races, and we'll be able to take some extra championship points away from that, and we'll see if this team continues into the third and final heat race. Here we go. And green flag is in the air. We're underway for heat race number 3. Tyler Reddick already getting out to a bit of a fast start, but he's got Chase Briscoe behind him at Texas, riding on the outside as well. Chase Briscoe though, he's gonna now go deep to the inside lane. Chase Briscoe now trying to set sail and to try to win something from this season. Oh, Chase Briscoe though, ooh, he's gonna get into a bit of battle with Texas though, as Texas trying to battle back here, running in third at the moment. Majeski running back there as well. So Tyler Reddick pulling out to a bit of a lead here. Ooh, Ryan Sieg though now currently in the final transfer spot with the rest of the field behind him. Seems to be doing their own thing. Oh, Chase Briscoe though gonna go high and scrape the outside wall. That's gonna allow Texas and Ty Majeski to pick up a position. But Ty Majeski now with a bit of a run. He's gonna try to take on Texas here for third place. Look at Ty Majeski. Ooh, and there he goes now with the better line on Texas. That's going to allow Ty Majeski to now get up here into second now. Ty Majeski, he hasn't won anything this season. Yeah, if he can catch up to Tyler Reddick though, he might be able to take something away from this heat race. 5 laps to go. Ooh, Ross Chastain now the first one in the final transfer spot. That's my race in my brows. And here's Tyler Reddick now starting to pull away from these guys, and seems the field now starting to spread out. It seems now the race might be back here though, as now Ross Chastain running pretty well here so far, just sitting here in 5th place. He's got Shane Lamb behind him, though. Shane Lamb might try to pull a move eventually. As the top 4 seems to now just set sail. So the battle now is back here for the final transfer spot as Ross Chastain holds 5th, but he's got Shane Lamb, the rookie, right behind him. Shane Lamb trying to do some stuff with Joe Gibbs Racing, and Shane Lamb seems to have a bit of a better run on Ross Chastain. With 2 laps to go, there's now the race for the final transfer spot as Shane Lamb has speed as Shane Lamb. There he goes. He's going to stick his car running. Ross Chastain with 1 lap to go in this heat race. Shane Lamb on his way to making his way right into the A-main straight off the bat. And here is now Ty Majeski trying to make the last lap pass on Tyler Reddick. They're going to come side by side with each other to the line. But Tyler Reddick just takes it by an inch. And to take the first heat race. And Shane Lamb will make it into the final transfer spot. And Shane Lamb will automatically advance to the A-main. That was a pretty easy race for the finish. Seems to still running laps around here though for some reason. Race is over, guys. You can come on the pit road now. There we go. So that being said, finishing position. So Tyler Reddick's gonna win that heat race by an inch over Ty Majeski, who would have had him if this race had 1 lap to go, but the race ended right there. And so Reddick won, with Texas coming home 3rd. Chase Briscoe 4th, and Shane Lamb finishing 5th to make the final transfer spot. Ross Chastain 6th, Ryan Reed 7th, Matt Tiff 8th, Mitch Bronson in 9th, and Ron Sieg in 10th. And those guys will now have to go into the B main. So that wraps up all the heat races. Now it's time for the B main and of course then the A main. And we are now into the B main. So it's time to decide the final 5 drivers that will make it into the A main. And of course, those who don't finish in the top 5, those drivers are going to go home after this race. So with that being said, let's now give you the starting grid. Starting first is Michael Annett, with 2nd, Elliott Sadler. 3rd is Brandon Jones. 4th is Christian Allgaier. 5th is Ryan Reed. 6th is Ty Dillon. 7th is Matt Tiff. 8th is Aaron DeMondi. 9th is Ryan Sieg. 10th is Vinnie Miller. 11th is Mitch Bronson. 12th is Bob Punter. 13th is Jeremy Clements. 14th is Mr. Rimmer. 15th is Ernie Irvin. 16th is Russ Chain. And 17th throughout the field is Garrett Smithley. So, yep, here we go. So, which final 5 drivers will make it into the main event? That is the question that is on everyone's mind as we begin the B main here at Eldora. The second to last race that we'll be having today. Alrighty. So after 3 somewhat interesting heat races, well, let's just see what this B main brings. So Michael Annett and Elliott Sadler, 1st and 2nd. Will one of these guys make it into the main event? Well, we're going to find out now as we are underway for the B main here at Eldora. Michael Annett is starting to pull out to a bit of a lead here on his teammate Elliott Sadler. But here comes Brandon Jones trying to make an attack move on these guys. Look at Brandon Jones running underneath Elliott Sadler. Brandon Jones going to take 2nd away from him, with Elliott Sadler running pretty high. Ryan Reed running pretty low though, trying to get up here as well, trying to make it into the main event with Matt Tiff behind him. Michael Annett starting to get out to a little bit of a lead here. Ryan Reed separating himself from the pack as well. And here comes Matt Tiff now up to 4th. And now here is Elliott Sadler trying to stay inside the final transfer spot to make it into the race. But his teammate just Guy is right there as well, as those two are going to do battle with each other to make it into the race. Yeah, so now this might be the epic battle here between Elliott Sadler and Justin Allgaier. Which one of these drivers will make it into the main event? That is the big question here as they're continuing to do battle with each other. Look at that. Look at that battle for final. Oh, that battle is starting to dissolve a bit now. And Michael Annett now beginning to set sail in this event. In this particular race anyway. And Brandon Jones now just holding 2nd. And Elliott Sadler still in the final transfer spot. He might try to get up on Matt Tiff, though, to overtake him and put Matt Tiff in the final transfer spot. Look at that. Elliott Sadler. Ooh, Matt Tiff going to go just a bit high, but Elliott Sadler going to hold on. Ooh, what's this, though? Oh, there must have been something between Ryan Reed or something. As Ryan Reed going high, that's going to allow Matt Tiff and Elliott Sadler to get to his inside. Yeah, so Ryan Reed about to be stuck in the final transfer spot as Elliott Sadler trying to get underneath him. And there he goes, and Ryan Reed now running pretty high in this here on the track. It seems these guys now have been able to separate themselves, but now Justin Allgaier has now made it into the final transfer spot and now leaving Ryan Reed behind. As Matt Tift is now somehow in here. But Justin Allgaier, and he's not done yet. Now he's going to try to get it. He's going to try to one-up one more on his teammate Elliott Sadler and put him in that final transfer spot. Look at that. Justin Allgaier might actually have the opportunity to make up 2 spots. Not quite, though. Elliott Sadler going to go all the way to the outside lane, but he's not good. His Ernie Irvin now coming up. Ernie Irvin might try to fight with Elliott Sadler, try to get the final transfer spot. Ernie Irvin, though, running just a little bit slow. But Ernie Irvin, currently the first one outside of the top 5. So Elliott Sadler now trying to keep up his momentum and try to keep himself. And there he goes. He's going to secure himself a bit more. And he's going to shove Matt Tiff to the outside lane. Matt Tiff now on the final transfer spot. Feels pretty fed off the front here. Oh, but Ernie Irvin, though, going to go a bit high. That's going to allow Ryan Reed to get to his inside. As Ryan Reed going to try to make a bit of a comeback here to get back into the final transfer spot. Ryan Reed, he's trying to put up a fight. It's not the greatest fight in the world, but he's trying something. As Ryan Reed still in the final transfer spot. He's been a little bit of a distance away between him and Matt Tift, and it looks like that Elliott Sadler's been able to pass upon his teammate Justin Allgaier. It doesn't really matter towards anything, or it doesn't really gain any advantage though. Well, but Elliott Sadler, I mean, he is up here in 3rd though, which I mean, he's gonna be able to make it into the A main, providing he stays up here. But of course, if he doesn't stay up here, then he's gonna fall back a bit. But looks like he's gonna try to, as he's now gonna attempt to try to pass Brandon Jones to get up to 6. 5 laps to go. Matt Tiff still in the final transfer spot, and it looks like that he's quite a bit of a distance away from Ryan Reed. So Matt Tiff on his way to making it into the A main. Michael Lynette still leading. Michael Lynette has led a lot of the laps in this race, and now has quite the advantage, or has created quite the gap between him and Brandon Jones. So Matt Tiff, look at that. Not Matt Tiff, Michael Lynette. Ooh, scraped the outside wall a bit though. Well, speaking of, Matt Tiff, still the first one, or still the one in the final transfer spot. Matt Tiff doing pretty decent for now. He's pulling away from Ryan Reed. 2 laps to go in this race. Oh, Justin Allgaier though now going to get or pass up his teammate Elliott Sadler. That's not really going to advance Justin Allgaier's, or not Justin Allgaier's. That's not really going to give Justin Allgaier any advantage, but hey, I guess Allgaier trying to get every last spike he can get. With 1 lap to go in this heat race, he's now going to try to make it past Brandon Jones to get 2nd place. Look at that, he shoves Brandon Jones to the outside lane, and Michael Lynette will win the B main. But Justin Allgaier just going to score 2nd over Brandon Jones. Oh, it looks like that Matt Tift just got the end there. Actually, let's see that again, because we didn't get that on camera. But Elliott Sadler looks like on the final lap, it looks like Sadler, he was running high for some weird reason. Elliott Sadler really risking losing the final, well, sort of risking the final transfer spot, although luckily Matt Tiff was already in the final transfer spot. So Matt Tiff is going to pass up Elliott Sadler coming off of turn number 4 as Elliott Sadler scrapes the wall, but Elliott Sadler luckily still able to make it into the A main. And there you go. That is the B main. So up to this point, we have now set the 20-car field for the main event. So to give you the finished position, so Michael Lynette, we're going to win the B main, which is Allgaier coming up 2nd, Brandon Jones 3rd, Matt Tiff 4th, and Elliott Sadler rounding out the top 5. So those guys will will now make it into the A main, and they will try to compete for the ultimate prize. However, Ryan Reed finished coming up second, sixth, Ernie Irvin 7th, Ross Chastain 8th, Garrett Smithley 9th, Mitch Bronson 10th, Jeremy Clements 11th, Bob Puncher 12th, Zan DeMonte 13th, Ty Dillon 14th, Ryan Sieg 15th, Wilson Rimmer 16th, and Vinnie Miller 17th. All those guys will now go home. So that being said, let's bring on the main event. And we are now in for the A main, the race of them all, the official Eldora Derby. Yes, indeed, this is the A main. This is the race where everything counts. Of course, the 20 drivers in the field had to do some work, well, some more than others, to make it up to this point. But here we are, and now let's give you the starting grid for this race. Starting in first place is Ryan Preece. In second is Christopher Bell. Third is Dom Trzowski. Fourth is Tyler Reddick. Fifth is Ed Wood. Sixth is Henne. Seventh is Russell David. Eighth is John Hunter Nemechek. Ninth is Texas. 10th is Chase Briscoe. 11th is Ace. 12th is Tom McJeski. 13th is Austin Cindric. 14th is Cole Custer. 15th is Michael Annett. 16th is Brandon Jones. 17th is Elliott Sadler. 18th is Sean Allgaier. 19th is Matt Tifft. And to run the field, 20th is Shane Lamb, who only just made in heat race number 3. But here we are for the main event. Who will win the Eldora Derby, and who will win, well, the inaugural NASCAR Siemens National Series race here at Eldora? Well, we're going to find out in 60 laps. So Ryan Preece, he's ran quite a few races this season, and he won last week's race. I think it was last week, sort of last week at Hillside. But this track, however, is completely different to Hillside. Well, obviously it's a dirt track, so let's see who can conquer the dirt here at Eldora. So, like, although like some of the regular races, Preece in first, and Christopher second, as we're underway for the Eldora Derby at Eldora. Barrows on the inside lane already taking advantage as Dom Wazowski gets up ahead on Christopher Bell. Ooh, and he might try to catch up to Ryan Preece already. It's a bit soon to be doing this, though. But Dom Wazowski going to put in his best effort. Try to take the lead early and do something with that from here on out. Ooh, there goes Ryan Preece. Ooh, going high as Dom Wazowski continues to just get to him and then try to push him high. It looks like Dom Wazowski, a bit of a master trying to get to the low line here at Eldora, but still trying. He's trying to get to the inside of Ryan Preece, and ooh, there we go. Oh, tries again, but can't quite get to Ryan Preece's rear bumper, trying to make the pass. He might try again here. He might continue to try for this whole entire race, so maybe he's just being a bit patient here to get around Ryan Preece. And oh, here he goes again. Now they're side by side with each other, though, as Dom Wazowski now takes the lead here at Eldora, and Ryan Preece gonna go all the way to the outside lane. And Edward, though, coming up here now, running now up to second place. So Edward now making haste to do something in this race. Ooh, Edward, though, trying to get a bit of a run on Dom Wazowski, trying to take him on for the lead. Ryan Preece just sitting back there, though, waiting for a time to make a move. But Edward, though, ooh, Edward now being aggressive here in Dom Wazowski. Dom Wazowski to make a mistake here, going to run high and hit the scrape the outside wall. That's going to allow Edward to take the lead in the race, as Ryan Preece trying to now get back on these guys as well. Look at Edward. You know, Edward, he was, you know, he tried to win at Hillside, couldn't quite do it, but he might try to do it here. And you have to do everything he can, considering how close we are to the end of the season. Oh, but he's going to go high, though. That's going to allow Ryan Preece to get back to the inside lane. Look at Preece doing everything he can to do things. But Edward, though, is still continuing to battle back. Looks like the field now spreading out a bit, though. Ooh, there's now turning side-by-side battle for the lead. It's Edward now going to try to is now once again going underneath, or now going underneath Ryan Preece. Take the lead here. Edward now leads here at Eldora. This might be a back and forwards battle for the lead here between Edward and Ryan Preece. Very interesting stuff here. Ooh, Preece still going to get hung up on the outside. Here comes Dom Wazowski. Once again going to try to take on Ryan Preece. Dom Wazowski. Ooh, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a battle here as Dom Wazowski tries to get back up here to compete in second and then eventually going for the win. So Wazowski Yep, it's this thing again as Wazowski. Oh, this time he's going to do a bit more quickly now. Ryan Priest going high, but Dom Wazowski going low. That's going to allow him to continue to go low here, and Wazowski now taking second back from Ryan Priest. Now he's going to set sail on Edward for the lead. Maybe some of these guys might try to take on Ryan Priest for something. Here comes Texodus, still trying to impress this season, his part-time schedule, because Ryan Priest, Ryan Priest, Texodus. He's already ran a number of races in this over 9,000 car, but still hasn't won any races yet this season. Ooh, but Ryan Priest still trying to catch up to Dom Wazowski, take him off for second. There he goes. Edward, though, now starting to pull out to a bit of a lead here, as Dom Wazowski now going to go high here. And as we're going to lose some gun on Ryan Priest. He's definitely going to try to get back up to him, though. Priest doing everything he can and now get back up to Edward. Oh, Dom Wazowski, though. Ooh, might get into a bit of out time. Majeski here. Look at that. Ooh, Dom Wazowski starting to lose out a bit here as Majeski's going to pass him for third place. Look at Majeski. You know, Majeski, he's had a better run this season than a lot of people thought. And here he is now up to third place trying to do something. Tom Majeski, a rookie like a lot of these guys, trying to go for his first career NASCAR Siemens National Series win. How cool would it be to see Majeski do it here at Eldora? Majeski's still doing everything in his power to catch up to these guys. This race in real time is going by pretty quickly, but it might feel like forever for some of these guys. Edward, though, starting to pull out to an interesting lead on Ryan Priest. So Edward already making the gains to get his first win here in the NASCAR Siemens National Series. This is Edward's first full-time season here racing. So Edward now with a considerably big lead, or big sort of lead on Ryan Priest. The lead is starting to shrink out, though, as Ryan Priest does have more speed than Edward. So Priest just slowly but surely catching back up to Edward to take him on for the lead. Edward's led a number of laps already, though, with this lead that he has here on Ryan Priest, but how much longer can Edward keep this up for? Webb was scraping the wall again. Edward, though, still keeping quite a gap on Ryan Priest, but the gap is shrinking very slowly, but surely-ish, maybe. Here's Edward. Ooh, Edward set a lap time of 15 seconds exactly that last time by. Oh, Ryan Priest going just a tiny bit slower than Edward. Well, it seems that Ryan Priest's laps are a bit varying, as some laps he's faster than Edward, but some laps he's slower than Edward. So Ryan Priest is trying everything in his power to catch back up to Edward, but I don't know, maybe these two guys are becoming very equally matched to the point, if there's no caution for this race, then Edward might dominate this race and going to get his first win of the worst win here in the NASCAR Siemens National Series. He's got Shane Lamb, though, who is a lapped car, so Edward, is this going to slow him down a bit, or is he going to get past? Oh, this will slow him down a bit. Edward not straight away getting around Shane Lamb. He does so here, but only just. Shane Lamb might slow Priest a bit, though. But Edward, ooh, Priest is going to have some more lap traffic to deal with. Here is Matt Tifft. Matt Tifft only just got into this race because of what he was able to do in the B main. Edward, though, gonna lap Tifft now. Hmm. Since the drop of the green flag, there was a bit of a battle for the lead, but Edward now starting to set sail here. Hmm. Look at Edward go. Hmm. He still has a slightly big lead, but it seems, I don't know, some laps it gets bigger, but some laps it gets smaller. It seems that Priest just, a bit weird. Edward once again sets a lap time 15 seconds dead. Seems, well, Edward has consistency. Ryan Priest, he's a little more bouncy with these lap times. We might be a tiny bit faster than Edward now, as he's going to once again try to catch up to him to take him on for the lead and for the win. And Ryan Priest going to get another win in the season. Ooh, Edward though, he's got a couple lap cars in front of him. Like I said, they're immediately going to go to the outside lane. Cole Custer's going to do the same. Edward going to get held up by just a little, going to help just a little bit, but ultimately not going to get past these guys. Edward continues to lead. Now Ryan Priest having some lap cars thrown in front of him. That's slowing him down by quite a bit. Wow. Ryan Priest not liking these lap cars at all, as he might just be getting slowed up by them. So Edward, he's led a number of laps here at Eldora, which is pretty impressive. And here he is still leading after so many laps. And Edward planning to lead all the rest of the laps to win this race. And win the first ever NASCAR Siemens Nationals race here at Eldora. Well, we're gonna script. Well, sort of script the ball, but not really. He's got one lap driver this time. Michael Anthony is gonna go pretty high to allow Edward to get by him. Edward though still putting on good pace. Ooh, he's got Brandon Jones in front of him now. Look at Edward trying to get past him or to put him a lap down. Wow. "15 laps to go in the race. Edward on his way to getting his first win here in the NASCAR Siemens National Series. I mean, Edward, he hasn't been that bad this season, but he hasn't been super good either. Although he is very close with his teammate in the point standings, though. Of course, Ryan Priest now getting into it with his teammate Brandon Jones. Those two are going to get together. For a miracle that Brandon Jones made it into this race. Some thought that Brandon Jones wasn't going to make it based on, the E-Racers are the B-main. I mean, Brandon Jones, as you saw, he didn't make it directly into the A-main with the heat race that he was in. So Brandon Jones was left trying to do everything he possibly could when racing in the B-main. And Brandon Jones actually finished in the top 5 in that race. And now, as a result of this race, is currently doing nothing at the moment in terms of, gaining positions or whatever. He's able, though, still leading this race with just about 9 laps to go. He's got Priest behind him, but that doesn't seem to be any threat to Edward's run here. as Edward still leads with 8 to go. Still has Ryan Preece behind him, though. Ooh, both of these guys went pretty high. Oh, Preece, he said a significantly faster lap time than Edward back there. Or Edward back then did, but Edward still trying to do everything in his power to win this race. Because Edward wants to join the list of part-time winners from this season in the NASCAR Siemens National Series. Edward now on his way to doing it. Preece, though, just slowly but surely catching up to him. Edward may have to defend his position later on. I say later on. We're getting close to the end of this race. As Edward still leads with 5 laps to go. Edward still in his quest to get his first win here in the NASCAR Siemens National Series. It's taken him 19 races to get up to this point. Although since we came to Eldora may be helping Edward here, since Eldora is nothing like anything else here in the NASCAR Siemens National Series this season. 3 laps to go. Edward now has a clear shot to win this race. He just has to stay in the position for the few remaining laps. 2 laps to go at Eldora. Edward leads, and he has this in the bag, providing he doesn't make any more mistakes from here on out. He's got Tipped ahead of him. Let's hope Tipped recognizes this. 1 lap to go is sponsored by Credit One Bank. Edward now in the opportunity to get his first win. But he's got Matt Tipped right there, though. Ooh, he's going to get slowed up by Matt Tipped. Ryan Preece going to get right there. Edward doesn't want to lose it out. But Ryan Preece trying to get the win. He messes up, and Edward will win the Eldora Derby to score his first NASCAR Siemens National Series win. How about that? That race got very hairy right at the end, though. It looked like Ryan Preece was going to try to send it on Edward to steal the win. But once Edward had the lead back on lap 20, he was pretty much setting sail from there. And Edward was able to lead all the remaining laps in the race to win here at Eldora. What an interesting story that is. And Edward is not able to join the list of NASCAR Siemens National Series race winners. And Edward being a regular, this will give him a number of points. It may not be enough for Edward to go on to compete for the title, but hey. Next season, Edward might be even more competitive. Might be. Only time will tell. As for Preece, he put in a good effort to try to take the win away, but oh well. Well, that being said, let's now give you your finishing positions in this A main, which curiously enough, in real time was pretty short, but probably felt like it was a long time for these drivers. So, with that being said, so Edward's gonna win here at Eldora with Ryan Preece coming up second, Dom Chomazowski third, Tommy Jeski fourth, Christopher Bell fifth, Tyler Reddick sixth, Hendness seventh, Russell David eighth, Texas 9th, John Hunter Nemechek 10th, Ace 11th, Chase Briscoe 12th, Austin Cindric 13th, Brandon Jones 14th, Michael Lynette 15th, Elliot Sabla 16th, Cole Custer 17th, Giselle Geyer 18th, Matt Tip 19th, and Sheila Lamb 20th. Yeah, Ace, he, despite running in this race, his first ever NASCAR Siemens National Series race, yeah, didn't give Ace that much coverage in this race. Oh well, not a top 10 day for Ace, but still had a pretty good day for his first ever NASCAR race. So, yeah, first and will be Ace's only start for this season. But, man, you never know, you might see Ace back next season. But with that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video.